Good day, Dr. Bandaluria. My name is John Alanzalan, a Doctor of Communication student at the University of the Philippines Open University, and currently working as a procurement and supply chain professional based in Sydney, Australia. For my second faculty mark assignment in COMM 380, I will present an original framework that I developed for evaluating advocacy, communication, and social mobilization, or ACSM programs. In my first assignment, I introduced the World Health Organization's ACSM program for tuberculosis control and discussed how advocacy, communication, and social mobilization work together to address a complex public health issue. However, this raises an important question. How do we determine whether an ACSM program is truly effective? To answer that question, I developed the Integrated ACSM Evaluation Framework, or IAEF, which is grounded in the concepts discussed in Module 1 and designed to evaluate ACSM programs from a communication perspective. Many communication programs are considered successful because they attract attention or increase awareness. However, awareness alone does not necessarily produce meaningful social change. An effective ACSM program should demonstrate that communication has influenced policies, informed individuals, mobilized communities, encouraged behavior change, and contributed to long-term societal outcomes. Without systematic evaluation, it becomes difficult to identify strengths, address weaknesses, or improve future programs. Existing ACSM programs are often evaluated using project-specific indicators. While these indicators are valuable, I wanted to develop a broader communication framework that could be applied across different sectors, not only public health, but also education, governance, environmental communication, and organizational development. The framework integrates the major concepts introduced in Module 1, particularly social issues, social change, advocacy, communication, and social mobilization. It also incorporates stakeholder collaboration, continuous feedback, and sustainability, recognizing that communication is an ongoing process rather than a one-time intervention. The Integrated ACSM Evaluation Framework consists of 8 interconnected dimensions. Each dimension represents an essential component of an effective ACSM program. Rather than functioning independently, these dimensions continuously influence one another throughout the life of the program. Together, they provide a comprehensive approach for evaluating how communication contributes to sustainable social change. The first dimension examines whether the program clearly identifies and defines the social issue it seeks to address. Every ACSM initiative begins with a social problem. If the problem is poorly defined, communication strategies become unfocused, and stakeholders may struggle to understand the purpose of the initiative. This dimension is theoretically grounded in the concept of social issues and social change discussed in Module 1. The second dimension evaluates advocacy. This asks whether the program successfully influences decision makers, institutions, and policy environments. Indicators may include political commitment, funding support, legislation, institutional policies, and leadership engagement. This dimension reflects advocacy as one of the core pillars of the ACSM framework. The third dimension evaluates communication. Communication should do more than distribute information. It should increase awareness, improve understanding, reduce misinformation, and influence attitudes. This dimension is grounded in behavior change communication, where communication serves as a catalyst of informed decision-making. The fourth dimension examines whether the program successfully mobilizes communities and stakeholders toward collective action. Unlike communication, which often focuses on individuals, social mobilization emphasizes participation, collaboration, and shared ownership. Indicators include community engagement, volunteer participation, partnerships, and stakeholder involvement. An ACSM program should ultimately influence behavior. This dimension evaluates whether communication activities result in measurable changes in knowledge, attitudes, and practices. Behavior change represents an important bridge between communication activities and broader social outcomes. Effective ACSM programs rarely operate alone. This dimension evaluates collaboration among governments, civil society organizations, academic institutions, healthcare providers, private organizations, and communities. Successful communication depends on coordinated stakeholder participation. Communication is not a one-way process. Programs should continuously collect information, evaluate outcomes, and adjust their strategies based on stakeholder feedback. This dimension is informed by systems thinking and recognizes that continuous improvement strengthens long-term program effectiveness. The final dimension evaluates whether the program creates sustainable impact. This includes institutional support, continued stakeholder participation, policy continuity, and long-term improvements in the identified social issue. Ultimately, successful ACSM programs should contribute to lasting social change rather than temporary awareness. One advantage of the Integrated ACSM Evaluation Framework is its flexibility. Although inspired by the WHO ACSM program for tuberculosis control, it can also be applied to programs in environmental advocacy, education, governance, disaster risk reduction, organizational communication, and community development. In my next faculty marked assignment, I will apply this framework to evaluate the WHO ACSM program for tuberculosis control and identify its strengths, limitations, and opportunities for improvements. To conclude, communication plays a central role in addressing complex social issues. However, effective communication requires systematic evaluation. The Integrated ACSM Evaluation Framework provides a structured yet adaptable approach for assessing advocacy, communication, social mobilization, behavior change, stakeholder collaboration, feedback mechanisms, and sustainability. By integrating these dimensions, the framework enables practitioners and researchers to evaluate not only whether communication activities occurred, but whether they contributed to meaningful and lasting social change. Thank you for watching.